Hello everybody, a very good morning to each and everyone. Today we are going to start standard 6. Subject is English. The very first section, unit number 1, The Conjurer's Revenge. As you already know that we have covered the hard words on new words in our previous video. Now let's start The Conjurer's Revenge. Before we start the lesson, some introduction has been given. Laughter is the best medicine. So, why do we have to wait for events and happenings to make us happy? So, laughter is the best medicine, okay? And because of that, why should we wait for the proper moment of happiness? Be happy and spread happiness. Happiness comes back to you. Okay, so you just be happy and make other happy, give other happiness, and that same happiness you will also get back. Let's laugh. Patient say, Doctor, I need glasses. Shopkeeper says, yes, you certainly do. Sir, this is a shoe shop. Okay, so the patient was demanding glasses. Where he went to the shop of shoe shop, and then he was demanding glasses. Okay. Second one, father says, why are you not doing well in history? So father was asking to the boy that why are you not doing well in the history? The son said, well, the teacher keeps asking me about things that happens before I was born. See, the boy is too intelligent. So he was telling to his papa that the teacher was asking me all the time the things which has already happened in the past. Okay. Now let's start the Conjurer's Revenge. The Conjurer is the master of magic show. Okay, so Conjurer is the master of magic show. However, the quick man's comments decreases his level of confidence. So, however, the quick man's comments decreases his level, his confidence level. Okay, but how the conjurer has started to show his magics, the whole chapter is about. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn about one conjurer or a magician who was doing such kind of magic, but some persons were commenting, and because of his comment, because of the spectators comments, what kind of decision he is taking and how he performed the magic show. The whole chapter is all about. Okay, so let's start. Now, ladies and gentlemen, said the conjurer. Okay, conjurer said, now, ladies and gentlemen, having shown you that the cloth is absolutely empty, so he has shown that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, see, as you can see, this hanky is very empty. I will proceed to take from it a bowl of goldfish pastro. Okay, so as the conjurer is telling, as you can see, this hanky is very empty, and now I am going to do a magic, and from this empty hanky I will take it out goldfish. Okay, goldfish I will take it out. Around all the hall, people were saying, oh no, oh, how wonderful, how does he do it? So, as he has started and as he has done, from the empty hanky, he has taken out goldfish. So, all were telling, whichever are sitting in the hall, the people are sitting in the hall, they were telling or they were saying, how wonderful, how does he do it? But The quick man in the front seat said in a big whisper to the people near him, he had it up in his sleeves. Okay, but as he has done this kind of magic, the person who has sat in front of very first place, in front of the magician, he has said that he had it up in his sleeves, means maybe it was in his sleeves, he has taken out from his sleeves. Then the people nodded brightly at the quick man and said, "Oh, of course." And everybody whispered around the hall, "He had it up his sleeves." Okay. Then the people nodded brightly at the quick man and said, "Oh, of course." And everybody whispered around the hall, "He had it up his sleeves." So everybody has agreed that yes, maybe this conjurer or this magician has taken out that golden fish from his sleeves. Okay. So all have agreed now. "My next trick," said the conjurer, "is the famous Hindustani ring." Now the conjurer is telling, my next trick is the famous Hindustani rings. You will notice that the rings are apparently separated at a bowl. They all join, clank, 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 Castro. Okay. So now the magician's next trick is the famous Hindustani ring, and you will notice that the rings are apparently separate. The rings are apparently separate. So all are saying that the rings are separate. Then at a bowl, they all join, and as he has done, they all join now. So all are telling, "Oh, Pastro." Okay. On page number 12, there was a general buzz of amazement till the quick man was here to whisper, he must have had another lot up his sleeves. So again, that quick man, the person who was sitting in front of the magician, he is telling that again he must have had another lot up his sleeves. So he has also taken it out from his sleeves. The quick man is telling like that. Now again, everybody nodded and whispered the rings were up his sleeves, and everybody also said that the rings were in his sleeve. The conjurer's brow was clouded with a gathering frown. Okay, now our conjurer had frown, and he has eyebrow like this, and he was frown. Okay, I will now, he continued, show the most amusing trick by which I am unable to take any number of eggs from the hat. Okay, then our conjurer or magician was too much frown now, and he is telling, now I am going to see a very different magic. So he is telling that now you can see this is the cap, and from this cap numbers of egg I am going to take it out. Okay, from the head. Okay, then I will some gentleman kindly lend me his hat, and thank you, Presto. Okay, so he is just demanding, can anyone give me your head please? So anybody has given, and that conjurer, that magician is telling, oh thank you. Now he extracted 17 eggs, and for 35 seconds the audience began to think that he was wonderful. Okay, so from that hat, he has taken out how many eggs? 17 eggs. And for 35 seconds, the audience began to think. 35 seconds, the audience were thinking that, oh, what a superb, mind-blowing, fantastic the magic has done by the conjurer. The quick man whispered along the first bench. He had a hand in his sleeves. Now, the person who was sitting in front of the conjurer, he was telling that now maybe he had sleeves in her, maybe he had hand in his sleeves. And all the people whispered he had a hand up his sleeves. The egg trick was ruined. Now, so because of the first bencher who was telling that maybe the conjurer had the egg hand in his sleeves. So all were agreed, and this that egg trick also of conjurer has been ruined. So this trick also cannot be worked, and somehow the conjurer was failed to amaze the audience. I went on like that, although all through it seemed from the whispers of the quick man that the conjurer must have concealed of his sleeves. In addition to the rings, hands, and fish, several packets of cards, a loaf of bread, a doll's cradle, a live parrot, a 50-cent piece, and a rocking chair. Okay, so now the conjurer has started some different tricks, and the conjurer has started to do some another tricks and to do another magics. That the addition of the rings, hands and feet, several packs of cards, a loaf of bread, a doll's cradle, a live parrot, a 50-cent piece, and a rocking chair. These many magics he has shown it up to the audience. The reputation of the conjurer was rapidly sinking below zero. Okay, now still this many magics he has shown it to the audience, but still the reputation of that magic man or the conjurer was zero. Okay. At the close of the evening, he made a final effort, and at the close of evening, he made a final effort, and finally he has made an effort. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, I will present to you in conclusion. Okay, so finally he has told to all the public that now, ladies and gentlemen, now I am doing at least last or my conclusion of the show, the famous Japanese trick recently invented by the people of Temporary. Okay, so he is going to do now, at last, in a conclusion, he is going to perform the famous Japanese trick, okay, invented by the people of Temporary. Okay, will you, sir? He continued, turning towards the quick man, will you kindly hand me your gold watch? It was passed to him. So finally, he has demanded to the audience, will you give me a golden watch? So from the public, from the spectators, he has demanded someone's golden watch, and somebody has passed, and finally that golden watch has reached to that conjurer. Okay, now let's see what is going to happen. The conjurer threw the watch into the mortar and grasped a sledgehammer from the table. There was a sound of violent smashing. Okay, so now what he has done, he has taken that golden watch on the table, and he has taken a hammer sledgehammer and he has smashed the golden watch. Okay, now let's see what is going to happen. He slips it up in his sleeves, whispering the quick man. Again, the quick man who was sitting in front of the conjurer, he is telling that he slips it up his sleeves. Okay, he slips it up his sleeves. He is telling, whispering the quick man. Then, now, sir, continued the conjurer, will you allow me to take your handkerchief and punch holes in it? So now the conjurer is telling, now let me do one thing, that will you allow to me to take your handkerchief and punch holes in it? So now let's see what is going to happen now. Thank you. See, ladies and gentlemen, there is no deception. The holes are visible to the eye. Now he is telling, see now, ladies and gentlemen, there are no deception. The holes are visible to the eye. Okay, so there are some holes in the hanky, and that is visible. The face of the quick man beamed. Okay, the face of the quick man beamed. This time, the real mystery of the things fascinated him. Okay, so this time the real mystery of the things fascinated to him. Then, now, sir, will you kindly pass me your skirt head and allow me to dance on it? Thank you. Now the conjurer is telling to all people that, now will you kindly pass me to the public. He is telling to the public that, will you kindly pass me a silk head. So he has demanded a silk head. Okay, silk hat, and allow me to dance on it. So he is going to dance on the hat. Okay, is it possible to dance on a hat? He is going to perform. Thank you. So maybe he has somebody has given that hat, silk hat. The conjurer made some movements with his feet and exhibited the hat. And finally, he has made some movements and his feet and exhibited the hat. Crushed beyond recognition, then he has performed his dance on the hat. Will you now, sir, take off your shirt collar and permit me to burn in the candle? Thank you, sir. So now the conjurer is telling to the audience, any of the audience, that, now, sir, will you come here? Will you allow me your collar to burn? Okay, he wants to burn the collar of the audience, one of the audience. So he is just taking the permission, and the person has given also the permission. So now, will you allow me to smash your spectacles for you with my hammer? Thank you. So now he is demanding the spectacles. Somebody's spectacles, as he has taken the spectacles, and he is telling that, will you allow me to break your spectacles by my hammer? Then somebody has allowed him. So he is telling, thank you. By this time, the features of the quick man were taking on a puzzled expression. Now, the person who was telling, quick man who was telling that he had its sleeves and he was commenting on the conjurer. Now he was in the wonder, he was in the amazement. Now how he has done this? This thing beats me. He whispered. I don't see through it a bit. Okay, now the person was totally amazed. There was a great hush upon the audience. So there was a great hush in the audience. Then the conjurer drew himself up to his full height, and with a withering look at the quick man, he concluded, ladies and gentlemen, you will observe that I have with the gentleman's permission. So now he want ladies and gentlemen's permission, broke his watch, burnt his collar, smashed the spectacles, and danced on his hat. So he has done this kind of magic trick. Which kind of magic tricks? He has burnt the he has broken the watch, he has burnt the collar, then he has smashed the spectacles, and he has danced on the hat. If he will give me future permission to permit green strips on his overcoat or to tie his suspenders in a note, I shall be delighted to entertain you. Okay, now if you will allow me, if you will give me the permission in the future to paint green strips on his overcoat, okay, on his overcoat, or to tie his suspenders in the note, I shall to delight to entertain you. Okay, he is telling like that. If not, the performance is at an end. If you will say no, then the performance will be ended. Admit a glorious burst of music from the orchestra. Okay, now from the orchestra, great music has been happened. So a curtain fell, and the audience broke up, convinced that there are some tricks at any rate that are not up the conjurer's sleeves. So finally the audience are convinced. That yes, that was something different. He was using such kind of different tricks. Nothing was in his sleeves. Okay, he has not hidden anything in his sleeves. So finally the audience feel good, and the conjurer's reputation was also good. Here the lesson ended. Okay, thank you. In the next video we are going to check out the exercise. Thank you, and have a good day and have a safe day. Okay, bye bye.